Alrighty. Has it been a year already? Was that a year ago? Or was that 2 years ago?
That was 2 years ago.
Fuck. What happened last year? I don't know if we did a podcast last year.
No, I think someone tried to call me for one, but I was like, why would I answer this? So I didn't.
Wow, big league in them.
Hell yeah. You know how I do.
Well, so
Merry
this.
Christmas.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I speaking?
Were you the host?
Uh, isn't it obvious?
Hmm. Yeah. Go ahead. Talk.
Get down, moron. So, I lost my train of thought. No, so this was actually kind of your idea. So maybe you should be the host, but I'm recording, so whatever. But this was inspired by our Christmas podcast that went down, our Christmas extravaganza, where we had fucking like 8 people in that one call, and it was 2 years ago. It's on YouTube, I think. It was a shitload of fun, and it was just so many laughs. We still talk about it, so we wanted to sort of capture some of that magic again with our guest today.
Yeah. No, I listened to that all the time. That was a lot of fun. So it's time to bring somebody in. Is it?
Yes.
Is it time?
No, it's not.
No.
Well, I'll try to call him. Oh, there you go. Okay. So, without further ado,
A lot of dead air. If you're listening to this as Luke fucks with his thing to try and make this work,
damn it.
grab yourself a drink because it's the Christmas show. It's the Ryan and Luke Christmas show because my name comes first. And grab yourself a drink and listen to all the shit that's about to take place.
Wait, I just want to
Really,
say,
the
what
only way
you,
I could say it.
you were speaking for like 20 seconds. I had the call on hold. I don't know if you knew it.
Really?
Yeah. Hopefully didn't. All right, I'm gonna add our guest. Here we go.
What was the last thing you heard?
I don't know, but here's here's our guest.
Well, I'm trying to give people an idea of what they should be doing.
Oh shit. Oh, Adobe Flash wants to update. That's like, hello, Gemini.
Hello, kind sirs.
You dumb son of a bitch.
Ah, I'm a man of God. I'm not here to issue any problems with you. I know that you little shits are here to initiate a reaction out of me, and I'm not feeding into it.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to talk to you. I'm here to talk to you about wrestling, and I'm here to talk to you about Christmas, because it is the Christmas show that we're doing.
Who is that? Is that Falcon guy?
Excuse me?
Is that Falcon guy?
Yeah, you can call me that.
Yeah.
What's to you?
With them big ass steroid ass arms, 27 inches.
Hell yeah. Fucking like that?
That's it, dude. You're freaking shredded, man. I love it, man. That's
see?
Commitment to your health, dude. That's awesome.
I can't tell if he's talking about me. He's definitely mixing up me and the tweet, isn't he?
Oh. I'm just.
I'm trying to, Luke. You got one of your little shit friends has like, he's real muscular, man. He's buff as hell. Which one is that?
Oh, right here you have Ryan Falcone, the Ravi's fucking henchman.
Oh, he's Ravi's henchman. Okay.
Yeah.
That's my girlfriend.
I understand now.
No, you don't. But first question right out of the gate, what was it like during the Great Depression?
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I didn't come here to play games with you. I mean, I'm trying to behave. Last year, I completely came in and bushwhacked and train wrecked your whole show.
Yeah.
And this year, I'm trying to be polite, wish people Merry Christmas, and all this stuff. And you want to talk about what happened in the 1920s?
Well, and you know what? You can't spell Christmas Christ. Can I get a hallelujah?
I'm not hallelujah. Next question.
Okay. Ryan, do you have anything for him?
I mean, I just wanted to talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling in the Tokyo Dome that's coming up in a couple weeks.
That's not.
Oh my god.
You don't want to? Are you going to watch the Tokyo Dome this year?
Empty stadium, Tokyo Dome?
No, there's going to be people there.
Really? Are
Yeah.
they going to distance them out or what?
Yeah, we're gonna wear masks. New Japan's had fans all summer.
Nice, man. I don't know. How do you watch it? Is it on one of those i things on the computer?
Yeah, it's on New Japan World.
.com, newjapanworld.com. Is that the website?
Hey,
I think it's njpwworld.com.
Jim,
Yes, sir.
if you want to get off the Vietnam walkie-talkie and talk to us, we'd appreciate it.
Wait, hold on. I'm screwing this thing up.
Well, whatever you're doing, it's sounds like you're in the boonies, as they say.
No, I'm not in the boondocks. What do I push to make the sound better? Which way? I gotta.
No, it's better now.
No, you're good.
It's good.
Yep.
All right. Well, fuck you then. I mean, what?
No.
No, actual question here. How have you been dealing with COVID this year?
Oh, it's been awful. I caught it. I caught it in March. And,
So did I.
It was pretty severe, and then I just recently came off a little 9-10 day thing. I don't know what it was, but I'm just feeling better and just getting my taste of smell and what's the other one you lose when you get that shit? You lose your smell and you lose your taste.
Yeah.
No, I feel good, dude. Like I'm in an unbelievable spot in my life. Like things are so wonderful in my life. I can't even put into words. I'm just so overjoyed to be where I am, and things are great, man. I couldn't be happier. Being honest with you, I mean, fuck Luke, but no, I'm in a really good spot. I don't let that much shit agitate me, but for the most part, no, things are wonderful, and I couldn't ask for much more. To be honest with you,
I could, but
So-
listen.
Even with having COVID twice, pretty much, you couldn't ask to be in a better spot.
I couldn't, man. I mean, I have God.
That's true.
I mean, there's nothing more in my world than I can explain, and having Jesus Christ, my relationship with him, it's the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And I know it sounds crazy and people aren't going to understand, but when you open up and you bring Jesus into your life, I'm telling you, it'll change your life. I know Luke had a hard time, and I know Luke found himself again, and it can be done. I almost feel like, honestly, I feel like I'm reborn in life, and I can't wait to see what the next chapter holds. Like, all kidding aside, I joke with Luke a lot because he's a turd, but all kidding aside, I feel great, man. I don't think I've been this happy in 10 years, to be honest with you.
Well, that's good.
It's a hell of a way to close out 2020, especially with how shitty it's been. So kudos to you on that, closing it out strong like that.
You guys should talk about Christ.
Peace be with you.
I mean, these are wrestling fans. They don't want to hear about my religious stuff, though. I mean, these are they want to see the blood and guts and the tacks and the chairs and the ladder matches and all that stuff. They're not here to talk about Christ.
But we could talk about it. What exactly? So what's your current status with the wrestling business? What do you watch? What don't you watch? Are you happy that the bar broke up in 2020? What else?
I know that you brought the bar up to initiate a reaction of no. Honestly, if there's nothing going on Monday nights and NFL football, if it's a really bad game or if it's like the Jets playing or something and they're terrible, I usually turn that off and I'll watch Raw for the first hour, see if anything's going on. But for the most part, I watch a lot of AEW.
Do you?
Oh, AEW is where it's at these days. It's awesome. Like their show is so good.
I agree with you. Something about me is surprised that you like it.
Oh, I love it, and especially bringing Sting in. It was such an iconic moment. Cody Rhodes is a badass too. It's like every time I watch Cody Rhodes come in and cut a promo or something, I'm just like, gosh, I can't believe WWE and him didn't work things out because this guy is so talented.
Yeah, he was always going to be a superstar. I know Luke isn't a big fan of AEW, but at least you are.
That's not true. I watch AEW, but I'm not one of these people that doesn't have one critical thing to say about it, like you, Falcone. But
well, it's great. Why would you complain about something that's 98% great?
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't go that far. But I mean, there are some things I don't like about it. But no, it's definitely a breath of fresh air compared to what anything WWE is doing. I mean, geez, it's so bad and so sterile and shiny and quiet and boring and yeah.
It is. It's tough to watch a full Monday Night Raw. It's just I used to really like it when they would do other stuff than just be in the ring. And they don't do any of that stuff. They used to do cool stuff backstage, and they used to kind of just the entertainment factor behind it. But, for the most part, it's just one match after another, and you don't really get hyped up for it. Just being honest with you, there's not much going on right now. I mean, yeah, Roman Reigns is getting over in a huge way. I mean, he's becoming a big star, big player. But, I mean, past that, they don't really have anyone who can get launched to that next level. But, I mean, it's kind of Roman Reigns' time right now. But got to have opponents to work with. He's got to have a feud that's memorable. Kevin Owens might be that guy, too. Like, Kevin Owens can really make his opponent look good.
I feel like they've ruined him, though, at this point.
Kevin Owens?
I mean, Kevin Owens can still cut a promo. I mean, he can still wrestle. I mean, he's pretty entertaining. Like, he's
the best.
I mean, it took a while for him to grow on me, but I'm like, okay, this guy is good. I mean, he's really good. He makes it look real, too. And a lot of those guys out there, they don't make any of it look real. But Kevin Owens is one of those guys who honestly makes it look real.
Like The Miz?
Miz just doesn't – I don't think The Miz cares. I mean, I think he did care. I think he just got sick of it. I just don't think The Miz cares, man. Just my opinion.
All I know is I put on Raw last night, and 43-year-old Miz and 42-year-old John Morrison beat Keith Lee, and I was like, you know what? This company's dead. This company's done.
Well, supposedly when I was reading this, Keith Lee just got sent back down to NXT.
No, it was, I guess, the Performance Center. He's going to be doing some classes to fine-tune his skills, I guess.
I don't know if Keith Lee is the guy to pop the crowd. I mean, you have to put something behind him. You have to give him some mic time, give something that like entertains the crowd more so than just an impressive looking.
Yeah, what crowd?
I mean, that's another problem. Is the Thunderdome is really hard to watch, at least on AEW. Some people there. It's tough to watch empty Raw with the computer screen fans. It's a really bad time for wrestling. It's a really bad time for everyone right now. So.
It is hard to watch wrestling right now because you don't really know who's getting over, because you don't hear it. What you know is getting over is you hear the crowd. You don't hear any crowd when you're watching wrestling. A little bit in AEW, but it's even in AEW, it's not enough where it to me it makes a difference. I want to hear a large crowd though. I want to hear a big crowd.
Crowd's not going to come back for a while, probably April, May. NBA's getting ready to fire up, and they're going to be playing in empty buildings. It just I like to go to college basketball games, and this year no fans are allowed at the games, and that killed my interest in college basketball. Right there, not being able to see it live and eat the food and take the nights out to go to the games, and it's hard to be a fan right now. I always watch those specials on WWE Network though. They had one with Kane and the Undertaker, was really good. And then they just had one with
Goldberg.
Yeah, that was okay. I don't know. That guy, when he came up, it was pretty cool. But sometimes I just wish Goldberg would kind of fade off into the sunset a little bit. I don't know. The story's old.
How do you feel about the rumor that it's going to be Goldberg and Roman Reigns for the championship at WrestleMania this year?
All I can say is I hope that they don't do what they did at Survivor Series about 4 or 5 years ago when they jobbed Lesnar out in 2 minutes. That left a really bad taste in my. So at least have a competitive match. At least have them go for a while. At least make it entertaining. Someone that squash match with Lesnar and Goldberg was terrible.
I think that it's okay to have a guy like Lesnar. I mean, what's his name, Goldberg, on the show. I just don't think they should be featured in an event. You should have a different guy going at Roman at WrestleMania. It shouldn't be Goldberg, If you want to have him on the show in some capacity, I think that's fine, but I don't know.
Because we got robbed of that match, and that's what people were pointing out about next year's rumored card is that it's basically a WrestleMania 36 do-over. Because we were supposed to get Reigns and Goldberg this year, and I guess they want to do it again.
Orton and Edge.
Orton and Edge too, yeah. Well, then I heard that Orton was supposed to hang on to the WWE title until Mania, and then Edge was supposed to win the Rumble, and then it was supposed to be this big WWE title match. But now Orton doesn't have the title anymore.
They don't book till next week. They don't know what they're doing for down the road with the title. They don't know what they're doing.
I don't know how you make it entertaining with Reigns in there unless you put a lot of work behind it. Because you're gonna have. I mean, Paul Heyman's gonna have to do a lot of promos. It's gonna take a lot of work to make it entertaining. Like for me, Reigns and Goldberg is another match. It doesn't really give me anything to get hyped up about. To be honest with you.
Is there any match in wrestling that you still get hyped up about?
Well, it's pretty much like I know Undertaker's retired and stuff, but if Undertaker did a match for somebody, that would be cool. Or like maybe if Randy Orton or somebody had a new opponent, or like Bray Wyatt's pretty cool too. Like if he wrestled a new opponent, like Bray Wyatt's pretty entertaining. If he wrestles somebody new, that would be pretty entertaining. I don't know. I like to see new combinations of guys wrestling. And right now, it's like everybody's wrestled everybody so many times that they kind of run out of combinations of guys to wrestle.
All right, let me break this down for you. WrestleMania 30. What number is next year? 37.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 37. Rumored to be in Tampa, Florida. Not going to be in LA this year because of COVID. Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, versus the immortal Hulk Hogan. Who goes over?
He can't. Hulk can't. I mean, he can't put Hulk in there. Hulk is, done. But obviously, Hulk would lay down. But Hulk can't. I don't know. I hate to see all the internet fans shit on a guy who's way past his, prime. It's like, yeah, I'm sure if they threw all that money at Hulk, it would be entertaining for the crowd and stuff. But it's just like, I'd look at it like, God. I'd be hoping the Hulk didn't permanently hurt himself. He has no business in the ring. Flair has no business in there. The time has passed. You need to put someone in there like, I kind of wish they would mix it up and have like an AEW versus WWE show. That would be really entertaining for the fans. I know they can't do it, but if WWE wrestled some of the AEW guys, that would be like a dream come true for the fans.
Oh, would it?
All right. I think so. I think that would interest the wrestling fans. It would be like in baseball, you have the American League champion versus the National League champion every year in the World Series. It would be super entertaining.
We're not talking about rigged, fixed games like baseball. We're talking about real, hard-hitting sports like professional wrestling here, pal.
You want to play games?
What kind do you want to play?
You're playing them right now. So you're playing called Agitate the Vincent. Vincent's sitting here and he's talking to this nice young man about the great world of pro wrestling, and you want to play games.
You know what? I feel the anger hairs starting to stand up on the back of my neck right now, and I want to just punch you through this screen if I could.
You see that? I'm over here minding my own business. A man of God. He don't want to punch nobody. He wants everyone to have a Merry Christmas and not catch the Rona, and Luke wants to play games.
Eat my ass.
See?
Eat my ass.
I just imagine your favorite, the immortal Hulk Hogan.
Doing the job.
Doing a big job Superman punch, spear, 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. Roman, big dog.
Yeah, that's one guy you couldn't bury, Hulkster.
Hogan, you guys, there is no pro wrestling today unless Hogan does what he does back in the day.
That's true.
Wrestling didn't exist before Hulk Hogan. I forgot. You're right. Sorry.
Oh, no. It was around. It was around.
It was bigger than ever before Hulk, arguably.
Hulk brought it to, Hulk got him on MTV. Hulk sold the bed sheets and the action figures and all that shit. But, guys were still running it in the 60s and 70s. And, you had guys like Terry Funk.
Jim Londos.
Whatever. Dusty Rhodes. It wasn't mainstream. It was regional. They had all the regional promotions. But guys like Dusty Rhodes in the state of Florida were huge. They were as popular as anybody. Dusty Rhodes in Florida was as popular as the President of the United States.
Oh, man. If I ever needed a good way to go to sleep, I just pull up a good old-fashioned Dusty Rhodes match, baby.
I'm just spitting facts on you. Back in the day, Sergeant Slaughter, he had presidents coming up to him wanting an autograph. And that's a true story.
Just Nixon, actually. But now that I've got you here.
Yes, that was like 75 years ago.
Well, that's Ken's wheelhouse.
What is your question?
I got a question about the second greatest wrestling promotion to ever exist, World Championship Wrestling.
Sir, where the big boys play, Daddy.
Yep. What was the main event of Slamboree '93? Just refresh my memory really quick.
Slamboree 93. It was the Bulldog and Vader.
Where was it?
You know what? WCW in those days was running little hick towns. It was probably honestly, it was probably in Biloxi. It was
so you're next
some
to it.
Can it, fat boy.
Actually,
let's see. So you're going back to let's see, sometime around April '93. So actually, I think you got Arn Anderson taking a shot at the new champion Barry Windham, because Barry Windham won the NWA title from Muta at Super Brawl '93.
Who gives a fuck?
Hey, if you want to see, if anybody listening to this call, you want to see a great wrestling match, go watch the Great Muta and Barry Windham from Super Brawl '93.
No.
It'll knock your socks off.
It'll knock you out cold. That's what it'll do.
Hey, if you like great pro wrestling and you like Japan wrestling, Great Muta was the legend before all these new guys came up, man.
Hey, Great Muta was in New Japan, but you got no respect for New Japan.
I don't disrespect him. I just, I just follow the mainstream promotions.
They are mainstream in Japan.
Yeah, but I mean, how often do we get to Tokyo? I mean, we don't get there very often.
Yeah, it's too far.
It's a long ass flight. Ric Flair says that's 15 hours in the jumbo jet.
Oh, you believe everything Ric Flair says?
Woo!
Ric Flair's a liar and an alcoholic.
And he's had 4 successful marriages.
Well, what's wrong with being an alcoholic? Maybe he was thirsty.
Speaking of alcohol, you having anything to drink tonight?
Absolutely not.
Are you kidding me? I'm the only one having a drink tonight on the Christmas show?
No, sir. No, I don't do any of that stuff. I don't drink, smoke, nothing.
Are you coming for the ECW world title too?
Philadelphia? No, go see all their boarded up shops? Probably not.
I don't think you caught my joke. I was making a CM Punk joke when you said you don't drink, smoke, or do any of that stuff, but right over your head.
Yeah, the real ECW that WWE brought back.
Yeah.
Awful. Should have never tried. Wasn't even close. It was the most terrible version of ECW I've ever seen in the history of my life. Terrible.
No, that's how you do it, pal.
It's a lot like when they do these NXT War Games and NXT this and that, NXT Starrcade. It makes me puke all over myself. Leave the memory.
Oh, War Games is great.
Yeah. Did you see Pat McAfee jump off the War Games cage?
Who?
Pat McAfee.
No, I didn't see Pat McAfee. I don't know who that fool is.
You're a sports fellow.
Honestly, Pat McAfee might be a better promo than Ric Flair. I'm at this point.
Well, I mean, we could have the debate. I mean, we're talking about a professional wrestler and Ric Flair, the greatest of all time. We're talking about a clown and Pat McAfee.
Have you ever seen one of Pat McAfee's promos?
I'd rather not.
You should go check one out. They're fantastic.
I don't know about all. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Is there anything on the WWE Network about it? I'll check it out.
I'm surprised you're into the WWE Network. Last time we spoke, you were not a fan of the WWE Network.
Well, I really like these. I don't buy the DVDs anymore, so I really like that they put all the docs on WWE Network now. It's pretty cool, man.
Hey, speaking of which,
yes,
what you were trying to get rid of all your DVDs and tapes, right? Or at least a large chunk of it.
Yes, I was. I pulled the auction down.
Why?
Why?
I couldn't do it. Those are still my treasures from when I was a kid. I couldn't do it. I pussed out.
But what gave you the urge to get rid of them?
I thought I could do it, make some quick cash. And then after I thought about that being in someone else's house, it made me sick to my stomach, and I kept them all. Yeah, no, I mean, I've been collecting those tapes since the 80s, man. It's hard for me to just get up and say, oh, here you go, Joe Blow. You can have my WrestleMania 3. Yeah, I mean, it's not for Joe Blow. It's for me.
You shouldn't get rid of your tapes. You should hold on to them.
No, we're going to keep those forever, man. I'm not probably when I'm in my grave. I mean, I'm 26, so I figure I got like 60 years left of life or so. So about 60 years.
Flip those two numbers around.
Let's not.
Yeah, that's more accurate.
Hey, you know what we should do? I got a birthday coming up in January. We should do a Skype birthday celebration for me on that night.
Are you going to be doing anything better that night?
I Possibly. I mean, I might go bowling or something. I guess. I don't know.
The hell is wrong with you, Luke? He just said he wanted to have a Skype birthday call, and you're sitting here telling him that he can't do that?
No, I'm saying, would you have anything better to do than to talk to us on your birthday?
Well, maybe he wants to talk to us on his birthday.
Well, I just thought. I mean, I'll probably be home that evening by myself. I mean, I'll just probably be out in the day having a nice dinner somewhere or something. I'll probably be home that night.
Yeah, 80 years of Gem. Let's have like a celebration.
No, well, I mean, this is a big birthday coming up, man. I mean, I'm turning 26 this year.
Wow, you can get off your parents' health insurance finally.
Nice, man. A real class act. I came in here like calm. I didn't crack one joke about Daniel and Chris having a pillow fight, or from the Bowflex, or Owen going pancake from 97 feet up. I didn't do any of that stuff.
Oh my god! It's Christmas. You can't say all this.
And you brought out that evil side of me when Owen went splat like a pancake.
I'm gonna have to edit some of this out.
Jesus Christ.
You can't say this in front of the children.
And The Rock had to wrestle the next match with blood all over the mat, and Vince kept the show going.
What?
The Rock had to wipe Owen's blood off his arm after the match.
I thought you were a man of God. The hell is wrong?
But Luke brought out the worst in me.
I really don't want to go through the trouble of editing this, but I really may have to.
Why? Are you scared?
You know what? Fuck you. It's going up. Happy Thanksgiving.
Put it up. You're on the wrong holiday, man. It's Christmas next week.
Don't tell him what a fucking holiday it is. It can be whatever holiday he wants to be.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry you had such a splendid time on Thanksgiving, sitting your ass alone in your apartment that you remembered.
Hey, fuck you.
Oh, but I'm serious, man. That would be a fun thing to do. Like, we can all celebrate number 41 for Gem on my birthday.
Yeah. Well, which is it, pal?
41 years old.
In your dreams.
Right.
No, hold on a second. I'm not older than 41. I mean, I'm legit turning 41 on the 11th of January. Yes, sir.
I love jokes.
I can't tell if he's joking or not.
Dude, I'm serious. January the 11th, 1980. So do
the
math.
You know what? Pull up, take a picture of your driver's license. Don't blur any of it out, and put it on Twitter.
Oh, that's just. I mean, that's solid advice coming from you, but I'll have to pass on that one.
Well, then I guess we'll never truly know.
Besides, I have a driver.
You have a driver?
Yeah, I have a driver. He drives my limo everywhere I go.
Oh, I thought you meant you were an Uber driver now.
Nah, hell no. Those Uber drivers are getting jacked all the time.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They're getting robbed all the time. I just seen this Facebook video where this chick was stealing the tips out of the guy's jar.
Well, don't have a tip jar in the car.
That's why you got to stay off Facebook.
Jesus. That reminds me of that time that I had that hooker in the car, and she was giving me a BJ, and she reached in my console and jacked $20 for me. My God. And I couldn't say anything because I knew she probably had a switchblade in her purse, so I just had to take her back to a little raunchy motel. But I knew that the blowjob was only 40, but I knew I had 60, and I know she jacked $20 for my console.
40 for a blowy?
40 for a blowy, and she jacked $20 from my console. I know she did. You know,
how did she look like for $40?
Not. I mean, she's old and had mate. I mean, that's how they look, man. I mean, they're not fashion models, you know, unless you know, like Dave Bautista hooking up with Ashley Massaro, you know, her little high escort business.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So are those the hookers on 4th Street?
Yeah, that's where it happened, man.
Oh.
Yes, sir. I mean, she was an aggressive one, too. Like, whatever, she gets in the car, she's like, hey, I want you to play with my titties. And I'm like, okay.
Okay.
I mean, what was I going to say? No, she had big old hongy dongies.
And you just resist. So she held you up at knife point, rather, and took $40 from you.
And then she gave me a little.
Yeah, that lasted all of a minute and a half.
Yeah, then bitches swallowed down there, too. Anyways. Back to my faith. You know, I shouldn't be talking about them bitches.
Back to my faith.
See, Luke brings out the absolute worst of me. It's like I'm trying to clean up my shit. I'm trying not to be that corrupted, angry, evil man anymore, talking about jizz swallow and all that stuff. And then Luke does that to me.
Let's talk about how Luke had to ask his imaginary friend to pass him the stuffing on Thanksgiving.
See
Oh,
what I'm
you
saying?
think that's funny?
I know exactly what Luke was doing. He didn't have no friends, so he just went out and played baseball. He didn't have no one to pitch, so he just throws it to himself.
Jim, you like those videos where he's just throwing the ball up in the air and whiffing?
Yeah, he strikes out everything. I'd strike his ass out quick.
So would I. He fucking sucks.
Oh, man. He'd be sitting on the fastball. I'd throw him the 0-2 curve. He would be swinging and missing. Probably pull his back.
Yeah. Hell yeah. God,
I'd hit a dinger, the ball would bounce right off your fucking skull.
Oh, okay. All right. Man, I'm telling you, I would strike your ass out. I got a 47-mile-an-hour fastball right by your hips.
Oh, good. That's like what the majors do.
Oh, man. If I'm ever up in that area, dude, I'm going to take you right to that park, and I'm going to strike your ass out. And if you take me deep, you better not flip the bat, or we're going to fight.
You should strike him out and then kick his ass.
Oh, I might beat him. I might hit him in the ribs with a pitch, just for all these jokes all these years.
He definitely deserves it.
So did you come with any material, or you have any more question for me? Because I'm currently retired from all the Gemini stuff. So
Yeah, no. When's your next video? I was just gonna ask you that.
I don't know what to make one. I guess I could make one on God and stuff, but I don't think anybody wants to listen to that.
Yeah, definitely not. Why don't you make one about like something to do with wrestling? That's how you got your subscribers.
Yeah, I don't know. I might not have any subscribers left. I haven't checked that channel in a while. I don't know. I did.
I don't know. If Luke still has subscribers, you still have subscribers.
I did a goodbye video, so it wouldn't make much sense to say, oh hey, I retired, and then come back and make another video.
What do you mean? That's classic wrestling. That's all they do is come back after retiring.
Look, and this is the truth, and Luke will attest to this. The Gemini888 ship sunk. Is gone. That time is gone. And it came for a while. I trolled the fuck out of the internet with some Cena videos. People watched, and then after that, it was over.
Did you actually like John Cena, or were you just fucking with people?
Well, no, I mean, I was a fan, but it was even funnier to get on there and fuck with them about it. I mean, they were. I mean, it was nuts too. I would do a video at a live show, and I'd be going outside the arena, just making this thing about Cena, trolling out for him, and then I would look, and it would be 10,000 views. So people were really getting into this because I went outside the arena and I had all my John Cena shit all over. I look up the next day and it'd be 10,000 views, and I went, holy smokes! But then the channel was never the same. It never hit that level again. It hit it once. It got entertaining once. Even Chris Jericho knew about the channel, and then it just was never the same.
We got to keep it going. That's the problem.
And you did recently appear in David Arquette's new documentary on pro wrestling, did you not?
Dude, I lost it on that. That was cool, man. And then I reached out to Arquette on Twitter, and I was like, thank you so much for doing that. And then he followed me on Twitter too, and I was like, sweet. I mean, I wasn't expecting that at all. But I mean, I could see it though, because that David Arquette thing. I mean, I trashed it pretty good there on a couple videos back in the day.
So you're happy. So you're happy about you're kind of friends with the greatest WCW champion of all time.
All right. So we go back to April of 2000, and we got on one side we got SmackDown and Raw setting record ratings with The Rock as the World Heavyweight Champion, smashing every ratings record they ever had, and the show was hot. And then over on WCW, they decided to put the world title belt on David Arquette. I mean, and right there, I knew they were done.
Who wouldn't, though?
I mean, Vince McMahon wouldn't.
I mean, come on. If you know anything about wrestling, David Arquette, world champion. That's he screams world champion.
Now he does.
If they were smart, Macho Man would have laid down for him 1, 2, 3. If they were smart, but they weren't.
Are you cracking whip on Randy Macho Man Savage?
Look, all I'm saying is that if WCW wanted to stay in business and make money, David Arquette would have went in, bam, hit the Macho Man. He would have been like, oh, yeah, no, or something like that. 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. Still WCW World Champion. That's what I would have done. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to make friends or you want to make money, Jim?
Exactly.
All right, so you're saying that David Arquette should have won the WrestleMania tournament instead of Macho Man?
Well,
Every day of the week.
he was like probably 18 though, but
You can't give me a scenario of that tournament where David Arquette should not have gone over.
David Arquette should have been in the parking lot, parking the cars.
You better hope he doesn't hear this. You guys are friends now.
He might hear this. Cody Rhodes listens to our podcast.
I mean, we're tight, but nobody's going to dispute in 1988 Macho Man was the hottest star in professional wrestling. I mean, nobody can argue that. I mean,
look, he was the biggest star in wrestling in 1988, but whatever he did in 88 is not like it's not comparable to like what Roman Reigns is doing in 2020.
We're comparable.
I mean,
no. Hey, I have a question. I'm sick of getting interrupted here.
Yes, sir.
On the brink of WrestleMania 4, let's go back a year before that. I had heard that they demolished the Silver Dome specifically so they can get the taste of Hogan versus Andre out of the building. It stunk out the joint so bad that they had to demolish the place. What do you think about that?
I think you're factually challenged, and I think you're intentionally trying to get a man of God to break his faith. And
what had happened was they knew Andre jumped, and they're like, all right, you know what, this sucks. Like, Andre's helping Hogan. Hogan's not that strong and all that shit.
I'm
sorry, did you have something to add?
That's all I'm saying. Is just, I mean, look, did you ever read Dave Meltzer's review of that match? It's one of the lowest rated Dave Meltzer matches of all time.
Of all time. And he knows what he's talking about. He gave Chuck Taylor a 6-star match the other week, so he knows what he's talking about.
5 stars.
Chuck Taylor.
You don't know Chucky T?
Nah, I mean, I remember Chucky, who was married to Billy Gunn on SmackDown.
You watch AEW. He's part of the Best Friends.
Oh, is he? No, I didn't catch his name. I usually turn them off.
Why? You don't like them?
I usually just wait for real Britt Baker to get out there.
Why?
Why'd you say Twitter handle? You dumb son of a bitch. Her name's not real Britt Baker.
Because she's Britt Baker DMD. It's Dr. Britt Baker. Show a little respect to the doctor.
I'll show her respect. I got a cavity here. I got a cavity here. I got a cavity there. Fix.
So is she your favorite wrestler on AEW?
Who do I like on AEW, man? What's that one guy with the dinosaur mask? He's pretty cool.
Luchasaurus.
Yeah, that dude's pretty awesome. Yeah, I really like that Omega and Jericho feud. That was really cool too.
That was like 3 years ago.
Well, I got good memories of it.
Okay, but that's fine. But what do you think? I'm asking if Britt Baker is your favorite on Dynamite.
I like. Who do I like?
You don't watch.
I like that part where I like when Cody Rhodes cuts a really cool promo. That's pretty cool.
You already said that.
Sting, he's pretty cool.
You don't watch AEW, do you?
Every once in a while, if I've been binging on Home Alone a lot on Wednesdays, so if Home Alone's not on, or if I'm not at one of my church things, I usually flip it on.
So you don't watch wrestling anymore?
I check it out once in a while. I'm just not as avid as a fan, as I used to be. I mean, it's just not the same. Like, the magic is lost. Like, when you start putting a bunch of minor leaguers and calling it the War Games, it's not going to work out. That's not pro wrestling. Pro wrestling.
You know what? Is it possible for you to shut the fuck up for 2 seconds?
I will.
You don't know what you're talking about. This War Games is better than when they had the stupid roof on it and Psycho Sid hurt Brian Pillman with that stupid roof. This is safer. This is greater. Guys can do spots off the cages now. And the best wrestlers in the world is in War Games, not back in the stupid old Jim Crockett Promotions days. We don't give a fuck about the territories, pal. This is where War Games is at. It is reborn. It is the way it is, and you need to just accept it, watch it, love it, and shut the fuck up.
That's not very nice. I'm trying to wish everyone a Christmas, freaking happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, whatever you call it, and you want to tell me to shut the blankety blank up. That's not a very nice thing.
The Undisputed Era would beat the shit out of the Road Warriors.
And the Four Horsemen.
Oh my gosh.
That's the new Four Horsemen.
Well, it's easy to say because you were both in the womb while this was going on. You know, it's not your fault that your parents didn't get horny yet and conceive you. It's just that it's a fact of life that you guys weren't there to see it, and it was really a fun time in wrestling. I'm never saying anything ever again. If it's just going to be radio silence in here.
You need to just watch some NXT and realize that these guys are the best athletes in the world, and Ric Flair and Nikita Koloff and all your favorites couldn't fucking touch the laces of their boots. Sir.
Yeah, but Luke, I mean, I can make you look bad right now, but, you know,
Do it.
Go ahead, short stack.
Do it.
White trash.
Jesus. All right, Hillbilly. We'll start right now. Loner, apartment boy.
What the fuck? Alone in an apartment too. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Don't worry about that. I got my fearless cat next to me. She keeps me company all the time.
Listen, good for you.
Fuck cat.
So yeah,
fuck your cat, Felix, or whatever the fuck his name is.
She's sleeping right now, so I'm gonna wake her up. But anyway, so Luke, I was gonna say, you know, you badmouth all these legends. I got 3 words for you that make you look really bad. Everybody who knows you knows.
It's 3 words.
There's 3 words right here, Luke. I get you good because this will stop everyone in their tracks that knows you. Rowdy Piper.
It's Roddy Piper.
Can't. This is an AB conversation, so see your ass out. Luke, go ahead. Badmouth the hot rod.
Oh, I would never.
Exactly, because if there's no Roddy Piper, if there's no Macho Man, if there's no Sting, guess what? Luke isn't on this call right now because he's at home watching Fantasia.
Fantasia.
Luke might not badmouth Roddy Piper, but I will. He sucked. And guess what? Kevin Owens cuts a better promo than him every Friday night on SmackDown.
Anyways, like I said, you know, that's an AB conversation. That guy sees his way out with it. But Luke, Sting.
You talk about the Stinger?
Yeah, well, if it's not for Sting wrestling all his iconic matches in the shitty War Games or whatever you're talking about back in the day, then guess what? Luke's not even a wrestling fan. He's up the highway selling oranges on the side of the road.
Well, you know what? Stinger really hit his prime in 1997, I'd say.
Damn right.
That was way after the shitty War Games, so
bullshit. Sting was an icon in years before wrestling, before he even turned into the Crow character.
I'd say that Sting's neck is hanging on by a thread similar to how Luke's life is.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know what? I mean, a dose of truth, and sometimes the truth hurts there, fat boy.
Oh, you think that's funny?
I do.
I enjoyed every second of it.
Yeah, you're a fucking pussy.
You hear that shit? A pussy. That's Johnny talks about on Cobra Kai. A big fat pussy.
That's you, Luke.
Oh, that's me. You know what, Jim? You are the biggest walking, talking advertisement for birth control I've ever fucking seen.
You better check your eyes now. I'm a good-looking guy.
Yeah,
no,
like
you know.
Who's that?
Yeah, what do you think about that one?
I don't appreciate getting called a hick because I don't ride a bull.
Say hick.
Hey, get your hearing aid updated, Grandpa.
I thought you called me a hick. I was about to say I don't ride a bull.
Listen.
I don't have a rope, a lasso.
I said
it goes like this. Number 1, Okada. 2, Kenny Omega. 3, AJ Styles. 4,
no, 3 Tanahashi.
4, AJ Styles. Ric Flair will be in a few minutes. 5, Roderick Strong. Should I keep going?
Who in the blue hell is Tanahashi?
Tanahashi. Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Oh, yeah? Is that dude any good?
Best wrestler I've ever seen. Way better than Macho Man Ric Flair. Shawn Michaels.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Is he known with the American fans pretty well?
Oh, yeah. Madison Square Garden popped huge for him when he walked out. Sold out Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, you know what? If you went up to a casual person in the street in Los Angeles, you said, hey, do you know Hulk Hogan or do you know Tanahashi? And they'll say Tanahashi.
They'll say go Ace.
They'll say go Ace.
Do those people in Los Angeles that you're referring to, do they live in a mental asylum?
No. Would
Those
they?
went extinct in the 70s, I think.
So you
Listen.
mean if you went up and you said who's more popular, The Rock or Tanahashi, they would say Tanahashi.
Tanahashi has more charisma in his ass than The Rock had in his entire career.
Luke, that's your boy. That is Luke. That is your hero right there. You're trying to badmouth legends in wrestling. I mean, that's The Rock, man. That's your boy.
Have you ever seen Tanahashi's hair?
I'm glad the Ultimate Warrior died.
What was that?
Oh. Old Jim Hellwig cutting that promo in the ring. Oh, my heart. Oh, my heart. Oh, my heart.
Jeez. This is terrible. This is going to get flagged.
Why? Especially
Why?
and all their new rules or whatever. Every time I watch YouTube these days, it looks like I'm freaking watching a TV show with commercials, man. Commercials are bad on YouTube these days.
Look, I'll tell you this.
Yes, sir.
You might be glad the Ultimate Warrior died. I'm fucking glad WCW died because that shit sucked.
Oh,
At the end it did, but it was really good for a while.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, bullshit, man. I mean, WCW, man. I mean, I'm telling you, Starrcade, Slamboree, Great American Bash, Halloween.
that's
I mean,
it, Grandpa.
those
AEW is so much better than
those shows-
WCW.
Oh, it was WCW was great, man.
No, AEW is better.
Listen. WCW had its shit together about as long as Luke's had his life together. All right, not long. So
Ooh,
You think that's funny, man?
Oh, he burned you good, Loader. Luke, dinner for one. Oh, that's okay. I'll be flying by myself today, Luke. Oh, no. We don't need to make reservations for my family. I don't got one.
hey,
You want to hurt me?
hey, pass the stuffing. Oh wait, there's no one there.
He just eats all the stuffing himself.
Fat ass.
It's a big bowl.
I'm fat now.
He makes dinner for all four people. He eats all four people's dinner. Oh, that's all right. I'm probably more of a loner than Luke is, to be honest with you. I mean,
That's impossible.
Oh,
That's impossible.
no, I mean, as far as isolation goes, I'm like way isolated, dude. Like, I mean, it's no joke, man. I mean, I'm really.
There's no one near you. You don't hang out with anybody.
Nobody.
You don't see anyone. You don't go out.
No.
So who do you go? You said you were gonna go bowling on your birthday.
I was gonna go bowling solo.
Really?
I don't, dude. I don't. I mean, I'm working on that. I mean, I've been recently, making some church friends and stuff. But past that, I mean, I'm really isolated, dude. I mean, and Luke knows. I mean, I've gone into specifics about it, but it's just, he knows. But
Yeah, it continues.
Can it, fat boy? I just was ripping on you for 30 minutes and enjoyed every second of it.
Yeah, you idiot.
I mean, I get the isolation part though.
Yeah.
Me and Luke had some deep talks this summer, and sometimes life gets heavy on you. And tonight, before I go to bed, I'll make sure I pray for both of you, and I pray for your wellness. I really mean that. Like, I know I've been kidding a lot in this call, but I will pray for the both of you tonight.
That's really sweet. I appreciate that. I really do. Not joking.
Sometimes, you guys might not believe me, but sometimes, like, all you do is you reach out a little bit. Sometimes those prayers can get answered. Like, no joke. Like, I pray for people all the time. And,
yeah, you're right. I mean, look, I've been praying for Luke since I met him, and nothing's worked. So I don't know.
Lukey?
Yeah.
Well, that's because Falky's an atheist.
No, I'm not. That's not true. I had my confirmation. I had my communion. I had all my sacraments.
Well, yeah, when you're forced as a child, I wouldn't count that. But
Really, Luke? You want to do this right now?
you just ripped on me for 20 minutes straight. I don't think I got you once until now. So why don't you fucking shut up?
Listen, let me know where the nearest Applebee's is. I'll call in a reservation for a seat at the bar. All right?
I don't drink.
No, it's not about drinking. It's just there's no point in getting a table when it's only you.
Ooh.
They do have great quesadilla burgers there, so I'll be happy to be there, asshole.
They really do. They do have great quesadilla burgers. Jem, I can't believe you don't even have a beer anymore?
I don't drink, period. No, it goes against my faith, man.
Does it really?
Yeah, no, I don't I don't do any of that stuff. No,
I don't think alcohol goes against Christianity.
For me, I'm trying to walk with God, and honestly, like I didn't want to get into religious stuff, but
do you walk with Elias?
I hate that I popped for that. That was so stupid.
No, I don't do anything. I don't do anything that's immoral, dude. No, I'm anything. I don't participate in anything that's an immoral activity. Period.
Well, you're doing one immoral activity right now.
I mean, if you think about the call, like you're talking to two guys in pretty much a joking manner, like really not meaning any of the words you say, though. So it's like, it's like a little escape release. But obviously, in real life, I would never come at meanness or insults or something that wasn't kind towards both of you. It would be all kindness all the time.
Doubt it. But let's talk about pro wrestling again.
Let's not say we did.
Steering it back to the greatest age that we're in, the greatest athletes, the greatest roster.
Luke, I picture Macho Man coming off the top rope, pretending like he's going to go for an elbow, miss, ooh, wah, big dog, Roman Reigns, Superman punch, spear, 1, 2, 3. I can't get that picture out of my mind.
Well, you might. I mean, honestly, if you want to compare the prime rib of the Macho Man to the bologna of Roman ribs, you go right ahead. Like everybody's entitled
Roman ribs.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I feel, in my opinion, that pro wrestling compared to what it was at one point there's really no comparison. Like the show used to be fun and people used to care and people in town talked about it and everybody wanted to go to the matches and see the Hulk and see the Macho Man and Bad News Brown and
Bad News Brown.
Hey, gather around, gang. We're gonna go see Bad News Brown tonight.
Yeah, but back then though, like, and this is a legit story, back in the late 80s, in the 90s, everyone in school was talking about Bad News Brown coming to town, and we knew that.
Oh, bullshit. No one's talking about Bad News Brown.
I don't believe that for a second.
Yeah.
Which is about as long as Luke lasts in bed. I don't believe it.
We knew if we went to the show that night, and we knew if we got near Bad News Brown, and we were to slap him on the arm, he would try to slap us back. And for some reason, this got cool in school. And so, whatever, we were going to show that night. We knew if we slapped Bad News on the Brown, he was going to try to get us back. And for some reason,
Bad News on the Brown?
Please don't talk to me ever again. So that night, we're at the arena, and I was standing right next to Bad News. And sure enough, man, I whacked him right on the arm. He was walking right down the aisle, and he looked at me, and he raised his hand up like he was going to backhand me. And all my little buddies from school were sitting there, and that was just the coolest thing that ever happened.
Can we talk about Bubba Ray Dudley hit you?
He did. He slapped the shit out of me on my chest in Sacramento.
You like that?
I was pissed.
Yeah, did it turn you on?
He's not the type. I go more for Devon because he's got the big black cock.
Wow.
I'm just asking, man. Why did Bubba Ray slap you on the chest?
All I went, we were just walking by. They were by him and Jeff Hardy were walking by, and I said, "Hey, holy shit, it's Bubba Ray Dudley!" So he grabs me by the shoulder and he says, "Hey, what's up, buddy?" And he gave me a huge knife edge chop, like right on my chest, as hard as he could. And that shit stung, dude, bad. No wonder why Ric Flair didn't want to get chopped by Brett.
Pussy. So
what the hell does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. I mean, this call was like train wrecked about 20 minutes ago. To be honest with you.
Well, I have a question that's not wrestling related. Do you keep in touch with anybody like Steve, Miguel, Ravi, any of the guys?
Me and Miguel and Steve are very close. They're awesome. They're awesome guys. Like outside of YouTube, outside of wrestling, they're just people that support me, legit friends, and I can't express in the words like how great they are. They're wonderful human beings. They really are. I know Stevie. I'm so happy for him. He's got a lot of good things going for him. And Miguel, same thing. A new family, and Miguel's got the inner peace. And he just texted me today. So yeah, I keep in touch with him for sure.
With Ravi, not so much.
Ravi, I can't get a hold of. I'll tweet him once in a while. I asked him a pervert question like a week ago, but he ignored my tweet. I wanted to know about that chick kick. You know that chick that used to do YouTube videos.
Oh yeah, she's Aaliyah in NXT. Yeah.
Aaliyah, because I wanted to wank off to her picture, but I couldn't find it.
Oh jeez.
What picture was this?
Aaliyah, I guess.
She had a picture?
Well, I wanted Ravi. I wanted to look her up at NXT because I wanted to wank off to her pictures.
Well, that's interesting. I know she wanted the Rapster, the pizza master at one point.
She did. She couldn't get enough of him. I mean, she wanted Ravi bad.
I want Ravi bad every time I see him.
Oh,
yeah, we know.
That's one good-looking guy, man. I mean, he would top, he would bottom for you. He'd do whatever it takes for you.
What?
The fuck are you talking about?
Wait, a way to get a hold of him, by the way, is Instagram DM. That's a good way to do it.
Oh, okay. Well, honestly, after Dallas, I don't think that dude wants anything to do with me, so I pretty much leave a guy alone, to be honest with you.
Wait, why do you think you have heat with him?
No, I don't think I have heat. I just, honestly, I felt like when we were in person, I just felt like we just didn't have a connection as friends. I felt like he was just interested in just being other people's friends.
In me, probably.
Probably. I mean,
he's my best friend in the world, right?
Best to him, best wishes to him. I just felt like he didn't want nothing to do with me, so I never bothered him. Now, Luke, I've never been able to get rid of the last 10 years. But,
that's a fucking shame. Look, I've tried many times to get rid of this asshole, and he always comes back. He's like a fucking roach, It's
like a pimple on the ass of life. It's like every time you think it's popped, you look on the other butt cheek and the pimple's back.
You know what? I'm glad there's a pandemic going on. I don't want to see either one of you for a long time.
Look, if I were there, you'd have someone to share your stuffing with.
Asshole, you haven't seen me in 5 years anyways.
Yeah, that's your fault.
It is.
You're a horrible friend, Luke.
No, he needs to get his ass to Chicago, and we need to go to a show.
Chicago, huh? It's a great city.
Well, you haven't been since, what, 06, when you saw that lady in the back alley selling reds and blues or whatever?
Oh, I was in Detroit, man.
Oh, same difference.
Yeah.
You went to Detroit in 06?
07 for WrestleMania.
Oh, you were there?
Hell yeah, I was there. It was awesome, dude.
What were your seats like? I love that WrestleMania.
Upper deck, top of the Ford Field. I mean, that's back then.
Ford?
Yeah, no, we were way up. We were just so overjoyed to be there. Detroit was such a overjoyed, whatever expression you want to say, claiming excitement. We can critique the expressions or we can just roll with them, Holmes.
That was the first WrestleMania I watched.
From the crib?
Yeah.
You youngsters, whippersnappers?
Yeah, I'm a young motherfucker.
How young is young?
Take a guess.
23.
No, very close. Very close.
22?
You went wrong way, dumbass.
24.
There you go.
Jesus, was I horny when I was 24? I was one horny fool.
What changed? It seems like you're still one horny fool. You're just 42 now.
Nah, man. I mean, things change when you... I don't want to get back into the religion stuff because nobody wants to hear about it, but no.
Why don't you keep going back there, you fuck?
Because my faith is on my mind a lot. It is.
That's fair. That's fair, honestly. I respect that. I don't respect Luke or his faith or anything about him, but I respect you and your faith.
The faith of the Lone Star. Oh, poor Lukey. I can only joke on it because I know what Luke went through, and it wasn't a happy time. The only way I can make myself feel better about the situation is to joke on it, but I know what Luke went through, and it wasn't an easy time for him.
So do I. That's why he knows I'm just messing with him.
Yeah, but Luke knows. Like, we know what's going on here. We're not dumb people.
Of course.
Yeah, you are.
He also knows that, like, if I want to go to sleep, I'll probably throw on WrestleMania 4. That tournament sucks.
That tournament sucks. You know how many times I rented that tape as a kid, man?
You know how much time you wasted as a kid?
Not really, man. I mean, if you think about it, like, wrestling gave me, like, such a hobby to keep busy with. And it was if you think about it, like, all the other things I could have been out being one of those kids that, like, was out causing trouble or causing problems. But, man, I was at home and I was studying wrestling and learning all this stuff and escaping in their little fantasy world. And it was awesome. Like, I wouldn't take, like, renting those tapes back in watching him for anything because it taught me so. I mean, not only that, but it taught me about geography. It taught me about geography all over the world, and it taught me a lot, man. Like, you can really get smart from pro wrestling.
I agree. Listen to the good old JR.
JR was doing WCW at the time. WrestleMania 4. He was doing the NWA. But he was still great. I mean,
Luke, what do you think of that?
JR's. I mean, back in his WCW days, he would always get really excited towards the end of the match and really start throwing his voice. And I always noticed that about him. But then I would say
JR was a dick to me. So.
Are you serious?
When was this?
This was last year where you actually got me. You and Ravi pooled your money together and purchased a $20 meet and greet for me to meet Jerry Lawler and JR.
I don't think it was that cheap, and you're lucky that you got a birthday gift at all, cockface.
No, it was 50% off, and you went and you split the 50% off, so it ended up being $20 or whatever. But yes, it was that.
Jem, can I tell you a story?
Please tell me.
No, don't you fucking dare do that.
So let me tell you a story. So Ravi and I decided, since it was Luke's birthday, that we should get him a meet and greet. And we were trying to figure out which person to get him. Okay?
Okay.
We decided to get him Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler because we thought that would be a cool meet and greet. Okay?
Okay.
We didn't know, but at the time, they happened to be 50% off. So why would we spend more money versus, we were going to get him a gift regardless. We were going to get him a meet and greet. Wouldn't it be smart to take the 50% off?
Well, it sounds like to me you got Luke a discounted birthday present.
It sounds like to me that this little ungrateful bastard should be happy that we got him anything at all.
It's funny. That's like one of 3 insults I hurled at you tonight, calling you cheap, and you went on like a 3-minute tirade, and I didn't even go on one. So anyway,
Luke, what did you get me for my birthday?
I got you that nice custom hockey puck when I saw you in New York, and then
that was for something else.
Doesn't matter. And I got you a gift at All In, I believe. It was a Gordovetsky or whoever your favorite hockey player is. It was a statue of him or whatever. So I've given you gifts before. But anyway, this story. So JR is on the right side, on my right, and Jerry Lawler's on the left. So I want to greet JR first. So I say, "Hi, JR." And he goes, that's Jerry the King Lawler sitting next to me, don't you? It's like, oh, fuck. And now Lawler thinks I'm fucking dissing him because I just said hi JR instead of hi JR and King. So I've already pissed off JR and the King, and it was just awkward from there. Great picture though.
Maybe
it was a great picture.
Asked Jerry about that little incident in '93. That would have made him feel better.
Oh, you mean when he touched the little girls?
Yeah, that would have really gone over well.
Well, at least you and him have something in common.
That's just borderline. I'm trying to be a nice guy and stick up for you against all these attacks, and you got your friend a hockey puck and he got you a discounted toy and
it was a meet and greet, cocksucker.
Meet and greet, huh? I got dissed by the earthquake once.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's like saying I got dissed by the guy at Burger King. Like, who cares?
Oh, well, they diss you all the time. One time I was in Burger King and I seen the girl behind the counter. And I ordered some onion rings, and I seen her back there eating half my onion rings. So I got pissed, and I threw my change on the counter and left. It was disgusting.
I never heard that.
Yeah, man. She was munching away on my onion rings. And the bag of onion rings only has like 7 or 8 anyways. And by the time she got done, there was only 4 left. I'm like, screw this. I'm not paying for this.
You didn't deserve that.
No, man. You keep your hands out of my onion rings. I know you're hungry, but you can eat on your break. You don't eat my onion rings that I just paid the $2.99 for or whatever.
Paid $2.99 for some Burger King onion rings?
I don't know how much they cost, man. I mean, but something
back
like
in
that.
the 50s.
The 50s. The 50s.
If I were there, I would have ate all of your onion rings.
See, that's just screwed up, I didn't know you like hockey. What's your favorite hockey team?
The New York Hockey Rangers.
The New York Hockey Rangers?
Yeah.
There you go, man. They won the Stanley Cup in 1995 with Mark
Nope.
Messier.
Close. Very
94?
close.
94?
1994. Correct.
They beat my Vancouver Canucks.
Your favorite hockey team is the Vancouver Canucks?
Nah, I'm a Sharks fan.
Hey, really? They're
Yeah.
really bad.
And I like the Las Vegas Knights too.
They're pretty fun. The Sharks are really bad.
Did they get bad? Did they still have Thornton?
No, he's in Toronto now.
Yeah, that's why they're bad.
He's also 43, so he's not really the impact player anymore.
There's nothing wrong with being 43 years old. 43 is the new 23.
Not when you're a professional athlete.
That is a good point.
Luke.
Yeah, no one gives a fuck about hockey, by the way.
What are you talking about? Hockey's a great sport.
White people do.
Yep, white people do.
The brothers don't like hockey, man. I'm telling you.
God.
I don't know if you can say that.
Well, I'm just saying that, the only time I ever saw a black guy play hockey, he was on the ice, and then this guy whacked him in the head with a stick, and it was terrible.
Where the hell did you see this? Was this on Raw?
No, it was years ago, man. This white racist player, there was a black guy skating around on the ice, and the white racist player, Todd something or other, he whacked him right in the back of the head with a stick because he didn't like black people. It was disgusting.
Why'd you do that to him?
I'm not a hockey player. I can't figure skate, roller skate, hockey skate, any skate.
You roller skate, though.
Not very fast, and it was so embarrassing. Last time I was at the roller rink, there was a bunch of cute girls, and they're sitting at a table, and I fell right on my face right in front of them all. They all started laughing at my ass.
Oh, I wish I could have seen that.
They were 15, so.
It hurt, too. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure. But they're still cute, though. They were young, but they were cute.
Jesus.
I mean, it's not like, oh, baby, come here, you're 15 years old. I'm just saying they weren't ugly people,
Pervert.
Oh, my God, Jen.
It's not like, oh, baby, I want to hook up with a 15-year-old who lives at home with mommy and daddy. I'm just saying that they weren't ugly people. I've met some ugly people, and they weren't one of them.
Let's steer it back to some G-rated conversation. What's your favorite Christmas movie, Jem?
Christmas Story.
That movie sucks.
Of course, man. It was made in 1983, not 2013. Anything pre-2013 sucks.
Have you ever seen Christmas Vacation?
Yeah, I watched it. Actually, let me see. I think they just had a marathon going on AMC about that. Let me see if they're still playing it. Yeah, that's a great one, dude.
Check your diary. That's one of my favorite ones.
Man, I love that too. Ellen Griswold is hot, man.
Oh, yeah? You want that?
Hell yeah.
What would you do?
See her now.
I mean, she's probably a nice lady.
No,
What would you do with her, though?
It's actually, I mean, if we're going to do this, let me turn the TV off and explain to you what I do with old Ellen Griswold here. Actually, it's a huge waste of her time and a huge waste of my time because whatever. So we get the motel room, we lay down in the bed, I do the sticky boom boom with her. 2 minutes, bust my jizz, she leaves disappointed, I leave disappointed, it's over. The end of story.
Story of your life.
Depends, man. I mean, it's like if it's an ugly girl and she's fat and smelly, you can last a long ass time. But if she's hot and blonde, you're not gonna last more than 2 or 3 minutes. It's just fact of life.
How? Or you could just not have sex with fat, ugly girls.
Oh yeah, I remember. It's like a couple of years ago. I was a real mess. I hooked up with this fat, stinky chick in August of 2018, and her coochie smelled so bad I couldn't even finish with her. I just had her jerk me off, and it was over. It was terrible. She's so fat I couldn't even get my dingling in her.
Had more rolls in a bakery, as they say.
Oh, it was terrible, man. I never talked to her again.
How big are we talking in wrestler terms? Like compare her to a wrestler.
Bastion Booger.
Oh, Jesus.
You could have said Yokozuna. That would have been close.
Well, it was a trick. It was a scam. I got deceived the night before because she had these big ol' ass sweater on. So I had no idea what I was getting into there. She looked pretty good the night before. She had these big ass clothes on. She was hiding all that. But once all the clothes came off, like the next night, man, I mean, it was terrible. I mean,
Didn't smell good.
I mean, no, she didn't smell good. And I mean, if a girl is so big that you can't have sex any other way but her getting on top of you, it's just not going to be good sex. I mean, guys are meant to do the missionary position on a female. And if she has to be on top because you can't fit your dingling in her because she's too big. It's just, there's a problem there.
I keep calling it a dingling.
You know, ding-a-ling, the wongy, the changy-changy, the hong-hong, the ding-ding, the pecker, the dick, you know, all that good stuff.
Did she crack a few ribs while she was pouncing on you?
I don't know what she cracked, man, but I know as soon as I left her house after I got done getting my little hand job or whatever, I know I texted her as soon as I was driving home, and I'm like, I can't see you anymore, because I couldn't picture 50 years of sex with her.
You didn't even wait till you got home.
No, I texted her halfway home. It was, honestly, it was when I was a mess, dude. I was doing late night booty calls back then. I think I was filling a gap, filling a void in my life, and, you know, I just, guess what you do when you're unhappy, man. That's what you do when you don't have your ducks in a row, man. You'll sleep with anybody. You don't care. You don't have.
I feel like Luke could have filled that void in your life.
Lukey?
Yeah.
I can't say I don't know about the gay thing, man. I never tried that.
That's not what I meant. I didn't.
I mean, Lukey's a good-looking guy, but I don't think I could ever forgive myself for doing the gay thing. Like, plus he doesn't wipe good enough, and he doesn't douche his butthole, so there'd be big problems there.
That really took a turn.
Yeah, a turn for the worse.
Yeah, I think you got to get some holy water splashed on you. You're gonna have to get exercised.
Yeah, I got to get that. I think the demons are for the most part out, but every once in a while.
No.
It's nice to joke about that stuff. Like, all I do is think about my faith, so then I can get on a call and just be ridiculous for a while.
Oh, it shows.
Yeah, I mean,
all you do is think about your faith. So do you have a job?
I do. I work a lot. I mean, I have a family too. I spend a lot of time with them, and I mean, I'm a single guy too. So I spend a lot of time, taking care of the little details and this and that. So, I pretty much I just work and I'm with my faith and my family. So this, it's nice to be able to come on a call and joke and laugh. I do appreciate that. It's very uplifting, to be honest with you.
I'm glad you're here. Is it too much if I ask you what you do?
I work in sales.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. No, in my job, you need to be definitely good with people, and you definitely have to be friendly. And when I was really unhappy, really miserable before I found my faith, I didn't really want to talk to people, and I kind of ran from them. And I've been building my confidence up enough. Instead of running from someone, I'm facing them head on. Like, there would have been a time when I was so closed off that it would have been hard for me to get on this call with you guys because I was so closed off. But like, when Luke invited me, I was more than happy to spend some time with you guys. It made me feel good.
That's fun. No, I appreciate that. It's fun. It's fun to do stuff like this, isn't it?
It is. It's a blast. I look forward to it every year. And then, I have my church girls, that I spend time with, and they give me lessons and stuff. And, they're going to come and they're going to, tomorrow with a couple of the pastors from the church, and they're going to come over and teach me a little bit. And I appreciate that. It's very uplifting.
What?
What's that?
Teach you what?
They read some verses from the Bible about, like some particular issues for me. One is anger management, and two is lusting over women. So they're helping me guide me through that stuff, to honestly not lust over women. And so what I did recently was I made sure I cleaned up my Instagram and my Twitter, and I deleted all these accounts that I used to follow because I was lusting over these women. So, steps like that in the right direction. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Does it make sense to you, Luke?
Not really.
Luke's like, oh my God, this is my Christmas call, and this guy's talking about his life. Luke's like, gosh, I'm not inviting this guy back next year.
No, I'm just I don't know how. Is this like an all-in-one deal where they're your sexual counselors and they're your mental health counselors and they're taking care of all of these areas of your life?
They're not. I wouldn't say that they're not counselors. They're people who understand how to walk in the light. They're people who know how to guide me from being miserable and angry into living the way I want to live for the next 40 to 50 years of my life. They're people who
ambitious.
They're people who help me, like I said, walk with God, and they're people who keep me from being angry. and being miserable.
I need to send them a Christmas card, because if they're keeping you on the straight and narrow and keeping this animal that you are caged in and tamed, by God, they deserve sainthood as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, believe me, they've had their struggles with me, because for the most part, like, I mean, I've been really inconsistent, and I'll be good for a couple days, and then they'll have to start back all over because I'll go back to being tempted by Satan, and I'll go back to that, and then they'll have to start with the lessons over. So they've been very patient with me over the last 3 months because it's been very hit and miss. But
how does Satan tempt you?
I mean, think about it. He tempts all of us. I mean, think about it. I mean, I could give you a particular instance. I was in Las Vegas, 2 years ago, and I was walking around the casino early in the morning, and I seen a gal, sitting at the slot machines, and she just says, "Hey, come sit down with me." And next thing you know, me and her are up in my room. I'm talking about Satan can get you in many ways. He can get you with anger. He can get you with lust. He can get you with immoral hookups. I mean, he can get you.
So you're comparing this woman to Satan.
I think she's being controlled by Satan, and I think she's unhappy. She's filling gaps in her life, and honestly, a lot of people are being controlled by Satan. It's the truth, and we have to rise above and be better people and not let him control us.
Are you implying something here?
I'm saying, Luke, and this is the God honest truth. All kidding aside, I think, Luke, what happened to you this past year, private stuff, but I think a lot of that was, I think you found your way, but I think for a while there, you were being tempted on the wrong path. I know you were, for a couple of years there, you were on the wrong path, but I think you found yourself, and some of the stories you've told me, through the years was stuff being guided by Satan, and you can't deny that you were involved in activities that you probably wouldn't do to this day. I mean, it happened, man. It was an unhappy time for you, and it happened. It happens to all of us. We just have to ask for forgiveness and move forward.
You were such a wild man.
He was, and Luke calmed it down. He found himself, but Luke wasn't always like that, and I wasn't always like that either. That's what I mean by being controlled by Satan and doing hookers up the butt in the car.
Jesus.
Well, that's fun.
Oh, Lukey. Oh, I'm done. Oh, you pooped on me.
Oh, God.
The fuck? I think Satan is taking over your body right now.
Satan's not in my body. I know what you went through, man. I really do. I know what you went through, and I'm happy to see that you pulled out of it, and I hope that you can continue. And I am going to pray for the both of you tonight. So
that's fun.
Well, I wish your dad would have pulled out.
Many moons ago, man. On a horny night in May of 1979, Mr. Gemini was conceived.
Fuck, man. That was like 100 years ago.
Jimmy Carter was the president of Peanut Farmer from Georgia.
Holy shit. Well, Gemini.
Well, yep, it's been fun.
I know hey, listen, before I go, and I'll stop here in a minute because we'll be going for an hour or something. But I just want you guys to know, like, before I go, that, everything that was said tonight, was in jest and kidding with you guys. And I wish you both the best. And I'm thinking about you. And I know maybe it wasn't as fun as last year, but I do care about both your well-beings. And I hope tonight that you can go to bed and have the inner peace. And Luke, I'm thinking about you all the time. And I want you to be okay. And I mean that. It's not BS. It's not a line to sound good on a YouTube video. I really do care about you having the inner peace. So if you ever need to reach out to anyone, either one of you, just reach out to me and I'll walk you right through it. I promise.
Thank you, buddy. Likewise. Good to see you're doing well.
Thank you. It's been a journey, man. It hasn't been easy.
Hell yeah.
Every day. Trust me, every day, especially when it comes to the lusting over the women, it's really a tough one. That's a hard part. I mean, Luke, you know me for 12 years, and you know what I've gone through over the last 12 years, and you know where I've been and what I've done. So, it's not an easy thing. So, anyways, Luke, at the end of that, you can kiss my ass.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Merry Christmas to you, Jem.
You too. God bless you both.
All right. Thank you, buddy. See ya.
Good night.
Good night. Well, that was it says Luke kicked Gemini out of the call.
That was exciting. That was not what I was expecting at all.
No, I wanted to stop it about 20 minutes ago, but I could tell you wanted it to keep going, so I was like, well, let's see where it goes.
Oh no, it's fine. I mean, we're good. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. I hope it lived up to your expectations, people, and who knows, we may see you next year, and who knows what we'll have in store for you. Good night.